it out, man. Anything you guys want, we got. Anything you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Anything. You got any cigarettes? Regular or menthol?
Okay, we gotta start that over again. Let's try it again here, buddy. The 1990 Ninja Turtles movie is way better of a film than it actually deserved to be. And the reason that nobody talks about it that way, the reason that it gets filed under childhood nostalgia and moved past, is because the premise is so stupid that people refuse to take the movie actually seriously. 4 mutant turtles, named after Renaissance painters, lived in a sewer, ate pizza. I understand why you're skeptical. I do. I also don't care, because here's what I'm going to show you today. This film is darker than you remember, more intentional than you ever gave it credit for, and the reason that every version of these characters since has felt hollow is because nobody has been willing to do what this movie did. Take this ridiculous premise completely serious. We're gonna get into it. Alright, so it's 1990. The Turtles are at absolute peak cultural saturation. The cartoon is an absolute juggernaut. Toys are selling out, there's a breakfast cereal, there's a little weird pie thing. Adults are saying cowabunga to each other out loud, like in public, with full confidence, and society just was okay with that and let it be a thing. It was truly a lawless time. And in the middle of all of this, someone greenlit a live-action film. Jim Henson's Creature Shop building the suits, original score, $13.5 million budget. Every major studio passed on this. Disney, Universal, Warner Brothers. All of them said, nah, it's too bizarre, it's too strange, and it's just too much. We can't do this. New Line Cinema, the studio that made their name on Freddy Krueger killing teenagers in their sleep, looked at this and said, fuck yes. It made over $200 million worldwide on $13.5 million budget. The return on investment on this movie about sewer turtles is better than films that cost 20 times as much and had the audacity to campaign for awards. And it accomplished this by doing something that should have been complete career suicide for a children's franchise. It took itself seriously. Okay, so let me describe this movie to you like you've never seen it before. The villain's entire operation is built on recruiting abandoned children. Runaways, teenagers with nowhere to go, no options, nobody looking out for them. And the Shredder, that's his name, the main bad guy of the movie, Shredder's pitch to them is not theatrical. He's not twirling a cape, he's not doing a villain voice, he's looking at a room full of broken teenagers and says,
"You are here because the outside world rejects you. This is your family. I am your father. I want you all to become full members of the Foot."
Delivered in a completely straight face, in a PG movie, about Ninja Turtles. And it lands because the film actually earns it. There's a whole subplot about a kid named Danny who joins the Foot Clan, steals, gets arrested, can't talk to his father, and at the lowest point of this kid's arc, the person who gets through to him is Splinter, a giant rat who lives in a sewer and who actually ends up giving this kid better fatherly advice than any actual adult in his life has managed to produce. A rat in a sewer is out parenting every adult in this movie, and the film just plays it completely straight, and it works, and I don't know how to tell you what that says about the state of fatherhood in 1990. Also, fun fact, the director of this film actually got fired near the end of production because the studio thought that the movie was too dark. What you've seen your whole life has actually been the softened version. And I also think that the suits that they're wearing is one of the main reasons that this works so well physically. And I will go to my grave on this. Jim Henson's Creature Shop built these things with actual expressive faces. The eyes move, the mouths move. When Raphael is furious, you can see it. When Donatello is lost, you can see it. They're not masks. They are characters. Now compare that to the 2014 Michael Bay shit show Turtles, who look like what happens when a motion capture budget has a psychotic breakdown. Your brain can't place what's wrong, you just know something's wrong. You feel it in your teeth. Like every scene. Jim Henson suits cost a fraction of the cost of the CGI in those Michael Bay films, and they don't give you some kind of weird sensory dread. And here's the part that no one ever talks about, though, is that this film is very, very dark. Like, literally dark. Like, low light, shadows everywhere. And it's partly because they were hiding the seams of the suit, practical problems, but I also truly think that Raphael is the emotional core of this movie, and I think most people would agree with me, but the degree to which people underrate this bothers me. He's not even the leader. He's not even the funny one. He's not the smart one. He's the one who would start a fight in an empty room, lose that fight, and then be furious at the actual room. And the film is interested in why he's like this. There's a moment where Raphael and Leonardo are arguing, a real legitimate argument, not a setup for a joke, and the movie just lets it kind of be uncomfortable. No big music swell telling you how to feel, no quick cut to something lighter. It just sits there, and it's two brothers who genuinely do not understand each other, and neither of them is entirely wrong about it. Raphael's whole problem is that he aims his anger at whoever is the closest instead of whatever's actually wrong. The film fixes that without ever making it feel like a lesson. It just feels like something that happened to someone real. A turtle in a red bandana delivered more honest character work than most of what's currently being celebrated on prestige television. And not to mention also there's a scene in the movie where Raphael gets jumped by literally the entire Foot Clan all at once and is beaten into a coma. Yes, in a quote-unquote children's movie. He is beaten unconscious into a coma and remains that way for a period of time, and his brothers are literally not even sure that he's not gonna die. But I think that the 1990s TMNT movie worked because the people who made it understood something that the entire modern franchise machine has completely forgotten. The tone has to match the stakes. The villain is genuinely threatening. The heroes have to genuinely struggle. If the heroes genuinely struggle, the audience has to genuinely care. And the audience can only care if the film actually respects them enough as an audience to give them something that feels real. Every watered down reboot, every sanitized sequel, which it was, The Secret of the Ooze was toned down specifically. I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Leonardo was even allowed to actually take his swords out and use them in any of the fight sequences because they said that the first movie was too dark and too violent. And they were probably not wrong, but that made it that much more badass. The director's cut of this movie, the one that they fired the director over, is probably some actual twisted shit. What we got was already the absolute ceiling of what PG would probably even allow at the time. And in my opinion, it's still the absolute best version of these characters that we've ever gotten on screen. Nobody has ever even come close to this. Nobody has tried that hard. But nobody has trusted their audience as much as New Line Cinema did back in 1990 either. But you should trust your audience. That's the lesson. It's always been the lesson. The whole industry keeps forgetting it, and then they act surprised when nobody wants to show up to their shitty movie. So the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie is not a nostalgia trap. Oh no. It is a case study in what happens when craft and genuine respect for source material collide with a production that refuses to apologize for taking a stupid premise seriously. So if you are new to the channel, I do want to say thank you very much for sticking around to the end. If you like content like this, I do it every week, 2 videos per week as of right now. Go ahead and click the subscribe button if you want to see more. Leave me a comment down in the comments about what is your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game or movie. I want to hear it. Also, make sure to click the like button and the little bell notification thingy so you can get notified every time that I upload. This is Prison Biscuits. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cowabunga, dude.